Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo están todos? Sean bienvenidos a nuestro MTD14th Fest. En esta ocasión nos encontramos de aniversario. La comunidad MTDeveloper Ica está cumpliendo 14 años en los que, bueno, como ya tenemos costumbre, hemos estado organizando eventos, charlas, talleres, de la mano de profesionales, estudiantes, Microsoft Learning Student Ambassadors. Realmente, wow, 14 años llenos de una bonita experiencia. En este caso me presento, mi nombre es Marcelo Fernández Zulca, soy el líder actual de la comunidad de MTDeveloper Ica. Un gusto de poder formar parte de MTDeveloper. Entonces, bueno, más que nada, este evento está realizado con el fin de celebrar los 14 años que está cumpliendo MTDeveloper. También, bueno, debido a esto, hemos decidido retomar lo que ya conocíamos como charlas de evangelización, que en este caso la hemos llamado Conoce a MTDeveloper. También estaremos hablando, al igual que en todos nuestros eventos, sobre distintos temas acerca de tecnología que les aseguro que serán de su agrado. Entonces, continuando con esto, aquí tengo algunos miembros. En este caso, aquí está Jean-Pierre.
¿Qué tal, Marcelo? ¿Cómo estás?
Hola, Jean-Pierre. Hola, Jean-Pierre. También aquí tenemos a Daniela. Hola, ¿qué tal, chicos? ¿Cómo están?
Hola, Marcelo, Jean-Pierre, ¿cómo están?
¿Cómo estás? ¿Qué tal?
¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo se sienten? 14 años ya, wow.
Es un largo
Pues
recorrido muy emocionante por las nuevas charlas que se vienen y la verdad por la motivación de los 14 años que se han estado celebrando.
Pues sí, como curiosidad, ¿no? Daniela también fue líder en el año 2019. Ella fue líder antes que yo, entonces, Dana, que nos puedes decir unas palabras, ¿no? Ya que MTDeveloper está también cumpliendo 14 años.
Pues sí, cada año dentro de MTDeveloper ha traído nuevas experiencias, nuevos retos, como desde el año pasado tenemos la pandemia. Y bueno, la comunidad así por conjunta ha sabido salir adelante y pues lo mejor que son los eventos virtuales. Por ejemplo, hoy día tenemos un invitado de Pakistán, tenemos nuestros invitados que están en Lima y no necesariamente tienen que estar presentes en Ica para dar su charla. Igualmente, ha sido 14 años desde la fundación de la comunidad y pues es algo muy bonito que la comunidad después de tanto tiempo todavía siga manteniéndose y siga inspirando, siga creciendo y que seamos una de las comunidades más antiguas que hay actualmente en el Perú. Así que hay que también celebrar eso, que tenemos MTDeveloper para rato.
Así es, eso es muy cierto.
Perdón, mi micrófono. Ok, Jean-Pierre, ¿tú cómo te sientes? ¿Qué tal?
Pues la verdad que muy emocionado de estar en la comunidad y que haya cumplido 14 años es algo increíble, la verdad. Hice mucho y todos los eventos que he podido participar, la verdad que son muy reconfortables, bastante información de por medio, pero la verdad que feliz por lo que estamos haciendo y por todo nuestro equipo, ¿no?
Así es, la verdad. Bueno, sin más preámbulos, no tenemos preparadas charlas que estoy seguro que les va a encantar y una charla especial por una fecha tan especial, ¿no? Conocer más acerca de MTDeveloper, qué es lo que somos, qué es lo que hacemos y si estás interesado, ¿por qué no? Podrías unírtenos y formar parte de esta familia. Entonces, le damos pase a nuestro primer invitado. A ver, vamos.
Usman, are you ready?
Okay, Usman.
All right.
Hi, Usman.
Okay, so hey Jen.
How are you today?
Okay, so yeah, I'm good.
Nice.
So Yeah. So first of all, thank you so much for inviting me to this session. It's really odd for me to give a session, during nighttime. It's 2 a.m. over here, but it's really special to give a session over here in in the South America region. So let me just share my slides, and we can get started. Uh,
Sure thing. And thank you very much to take this time. I know it's very late for you. We really appreciate it. And I know our audience will be really happy to hear you. So tell us about what are you going to show?
yeah. So let me just turn on my slides. Yeah. Present mode. Yeah. Yeah, so hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining this MTD Fest. It's a really amazing thing to see this amazing team working for 14 years and empowering the community for so long. So with that said, the session I'll be delivering will be on how you guys can start building your applications with literally zero code, with literally no experience. So a little bit about myself. My name is Usman Aslam. I'm a Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador for Microsoft, and I'm a co-manager and community lead for Pakistan City-wise chapter, a community called Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador Islamabad, which operates in the EMEA region powered by Microsoft. And I'm an author at Tech Juice, which is one of Pakistan's leading tech media platforms at the moment. So just a bit, just to familiarize with you guys about myself. Again, I'm a student ambassador. I've operated in different organizations such as TEDx, IEEE, AWS Educate, and I'm a member of the .NET Foundation, and I'm also a part of Medium's leading publication called the Startup. So when I'm not, working on tech or sharing my knowledge, I write different tech stuff or things that may seem valuable for the community. So just to clear the air, I'm a guy who loves to play video games. I love learning about different technologies, and I like sharing what I have learned with the community itself, so that we can empower one another. And I'm a tea and coffee addict from the GIF that you can see, from the gift that you can see. So in this session, I'm going to talk about, the one thing that a lot of people, are really not aware about, or most people are aware about, depending upon the region. So that is Power Platform, and in this, like there are different types of Power Platform tools, but I'll be focusing on one through which you can, create different applications without any coding languages, no C hash, no Kotlin, or any Java for that, or any Android Studio platform required. So we're going to go through that, and go through some common data services, connectors, and AI builders, and a proper tour and a demo. Just a disclaimer, in my region the power is a bit off, so the internet may vary in my region, but I'll do my best to give you guys a demo, a proper way of how you can develop your first app through Power Apps. So, what is Power Platform? Power Platform is basically a set of low-code development tools that enable you guys to build uh, uh, to build different applications or different automation processes. With Power Platform, you can literally just build apps, automate your tasks and processes, which took you a lot of time, and you can have your startup or your product business data and insights at one go, at one singular platform. And if you're a guy who if you're a person who likes to play with websites, then building bots is also something that is really cool for if you are aiming at that. So this is more of an simplified overall layout of what Power Platform is. So the first business is working, how much feed your product is getting, and if there are any ups and downs, you can determine that through Power BI. Power Apps is the main thing that this session will be focused on, and then we have Power Automate. Power Automate is all about processing that automation. I literally really enjoy talking about Power Automate, as it's more versatile and it's more easy to use, and it literally requires zero coding. It just requires what you have to connect. And then we have Power Virtual Agents, which is building those neat bots you see on the website. A common example that I can give over here is you got those when you open a website, you see a bot that says hello, hi, and you feel like that's actually someone from the company saying that, but it's actually a bot. So that is the biggest example that I can give of virtual Power Virtual Agents. And then if you see below, you see this called data connectors, AI builder, and common data survey. If I talk about them on a singular line, the data connectors is basically taking one thing and connecting it with another thing and making a plan and so on. And then you got common data services that your application will work on. Without it, it's completely useless, or it doesn't just work. It needs a common data service. So like I said, the main crux of this session will be Power Apps, which is all about building cool applications without any coding experience. So if you're a person who has never even coded once, not even printed a hello world, then this is going to be really interesting for you guys. So Power Apps, in a nutshell, Power Apps is basically a low-code development tool, like mentioned before. And what it does is that you get to create applications that you can use on your phone or on your or on the browser. And it requires zero experience, and it's easy to test and implement. And these are one of those applications that you can use for either your personal stuff, or you can use them for your company or your corporate proceedings. So this is just basically a tour of what happens when you open Power Apps. So when you search Power Apps on Google, or if you just type in make.powerapps.com, you get this home screen where you can see the pricing, the different overviews, and this is the home page which you will get when you open Power Apps, the main website. So before starting, whenever you start with Power Apps, you need to ensure that your okay. There are problems with subtitles. I think they're not possible. Can to share if you're stuck at something, I can share that later on. So starting, before even working on Power Apps, you need to make sure that you are using a proper internet browser, proper browser such as Microsoft Edge. That is really fast. It really works well, and it doesn't need a lot of RAM, so that's good. And you would need a stable internet connection, since Power Apps is really internet based. For that, like you need to have just sign into Microsoft for that. So when you sign into Power Apps, or when you log into your Microsoft account, you get this home screen where you see different options. From you can either start building an app from data, or you can start from canvas, model driven, or portal. And the thing is, what's the difference between these three? These three parts: canvas, model driven, and portal. So you got three. You can in a blank page. So basically, you got this blank page, and you can place your buttons, anything you want. You can connect them easily. It's like a drag and drop kind of scenario with Canvas apps, and you get to decide the data source, and this is mostly used for like share it with external organizations. It has to be used for internal organizations. Then you got multiple different apps. Over here you can't, just connect here and there. You can't just drag and drop, and these are totally dependent on the kind of data you have on the back end, and they are totally dependent on the internal organizations, and they can be used for the internal organization as well as the external. And then finally you got the portal apps, which basically is all about, it's totally based on common data services and is used for company or people outside of your organization can use that only. It can't be used, internally. Then there's the concept of, what is a data source, right? It just doesn't extend to, cloud computing. You can even use an Excel file to store your data. It totally depends on you what kind of you can choose. You can even use an do, and the kind of need that you're and the kind of requirement that you need from this application. So and then there's a part of flows. Just a short term, it's all about taking that automation process from Power Automate and connecting it with your Power Apps. So if you're a person who wants to connect different things, then the flows part is for you. Over here, I've been using different automation processes and connecting them to different applications and so on. Which basically means adding intelligence to your application. So if you want something to be recognized by your app and you want to extract that data, then you can do that. If you're accumulating a lot of data and you're trying to place it in one go. So AI Builder really helps in that way, and in terms of prediction, object detection, and so on. So it will take take a tool or an environment in place. Before coming to the solution part, you need to understand that there are two concepts of it. First of all, you can take certain components or environments and place them from one map to one app to another. This can include adding sitemaps, flows, adding certain pinpoints that you want to add into your application. And then so with cannot edit. These are the types of tools that are only edited by the owner of that solution. And unmanaged are those which you can like play with it. You can play with it, edit it, and you can give it to others so they can use it, but they can't use it because it belongs to you. Then moving on to the demo part. So let me just share my demo. Sorry, share my browser screen. So in this, what I'll be doing is I'll be creating a application from scratch and showing you how Power Apps really makes your work easier. So and let me. One minute, let me just share my screen.
Hi, Yusman. While you are learning your screen, I say that nowadays, I guess, other programs or technology that they share big companies, they don't use, they don't. I mean, you don't need to know a lot about codes, right? Chicos, creo que estamos teniendo un par de problemas con la conexión de Usman. Vamos a tratar de esperar.
visible to you.
Usman, can you hear me?
Oh, okay. Now, now the screen is all right. What I wanted to do is always is have this Pokemon index which tells you what kind of Pokemon that you're trying to you're trying. What kind of Pokemon they are. It totally depends upon your imagination. So what I'm going to do is I'm that or the Excel an Excel sheet or is way better. So let me just waiting it for load. All right, so if the demo doesn't work over here due to some internet connectivity, then I can show you some of the application that I've already built. So that makes it much easier for you guys to, understand how, Power Apps works, because Power Apps is really dependent upon our internet connection, So if there's no internet connection, then, things go haywire. So yeah, so we got this Excel sheet loading. So let me just okay, so our Excel sheet is loading. So we finally have that. So I'm going to place a few entries, and these entries are going to be loaded into or on, even on the browser. So I'm going to call this, Pokemon index. Pokemon are cool, so I'm just going to add that. Let's call it name about type, and let's add something like that level, or just add level. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create this type of index which stores Pokemon, right? So what we're going to do over here is I'm going to click on table, convert it to a proper table. Okay, table. Yeah. Okay, so I've created my table, and as you can see, I have added absolutely nothing in it. There's no data. There's absolutely nothing in this. So to make sure that this Excel sheet does not mess around with our when we're working with our app, I'm just going to close it as it's already saved in my OneDrive, an application from, and hopefully if it works, So what's going to happen over here is that once the page loads, it's going to ask us what kind of what kind of data source do we need, what kind of common data service do we need. So in that, I would select, of course, an Excel sheet, and that Excel sheet would be picked up by our application, and then it would show the way we want it to be. So yeah. Just waiting it for it. All right. Bit of internet issues over here. Demo doesn't work. All right, so I think we're getting a constant error from this. So I'm just going to show some of the apps I'm on this. And so that's going to help you guys understand what kind of apps that you can build. So what I've done is that I've taken certain components that we didn't know about, or some certain components, components, which kind are not, and if you run out, what do you have to do and stuff like that. So it's just going to load. The application is loading. As you can see, I've created different apps, and there are some apps that other people have created as well. But you can't edit them. I can add my, but vice versa, other people cannot. So I mean, this works. Issues. So all right. So since there's some issues from Power Apps at the moment, what I can do is I can show a few demos that will help you guys understand what I'm talking about. Uh, I have a couple of images that may rather suffice at the moment, since just turn off my screen. And all right. So instead, I'm going to show another example that can help you further understand what I'm talking about. I really apologize for this. So, okay. So we have something. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So this is an application that I created, a few months ago, and this application was basically, taking all of those components and then storing them in the way that you could, like know about how they work, what is their what are they are basically as a catalog. So over here you can see that shows all of the components that are available in the lab or in the shop or anything like that. And over here you can see that if I click on the details, component name, what are the details, the parameters, and this just goes on. So, and you can even enter your component data, and you can edit the data the way you see fit. The image as well. But over here you have to make sure that you're adding the image link, not the image itself, so that all right. So the demo is working. So let me uh, just show you one more time how that application actually works. So yeah. Okay, so this is the application. This is how it works, and yeah, what I would have done is, just icon, then you can select the application that you. I would click on it, and it will take me to what is DC motors, and what are the parameters, um, and the parameters it has, and if it's available or not. So coming back to the session, coming back to the slides, let me just share the slides. Okay. Okay, so that was a really unfortunate moment to really show a demo. I really want to show a really cool demo, but I think we have some sort of server issue from the back end. So unfortunately, I can't show you a proper demo, but I was able to show some of the screenshots that I had saved to probably show you how large tech companies and startups would not have paid on board. You can use it anywhere, anytime. All you need is proper internet, and just make sure that there are no issues on the back end, so that you can use Power Apps really easily. And the concept of using Power Apps is that we're living in this digital era where startups and companies are trying to shift from paper to digital tools. And since, as we know, that a lot of companies are trying to reduce carbon emissions by 2030. So the dependency on more digital tools and application has become more and more paramount. If a company does not have the proper technical skills to move their product to a higher scale, then this is where Power Apps would really help them, oversee that loss. So, so when it comes to Power Apps, you can easily find it on Play Store, and you can easily find it on the Apple App Store as well. And to get started with Power Apps, you can just easily go through Microsoft Learn. It's basically a free website where you can learn everything about different technologies such as Azure, C Hash, .NET, and all different kinds of stuff. And you can just and when you complete their modules or there's certain criteria, you get these neat trophies and badges that you can show off and share it with your peers and stuff, and which then leads to Microsoft certification. Like if you have learned enough stuff and you want to take it to a professional level, this is where Microsoft certifications really come into play. You can take an exam and you can get a professional validation for your skills. So that's it from my side. I really apologize if the demo didn't work. Again, the inconvenience of the backend server that we face every now and then. But if you're willing to connect with me to learn more about different technologies, or lagging, but so again, if there's if you want to talk about different technologies or just just connect about gaming or tech or anything like that, you can just contact me on these social media handles. And again, if you want to see a live demo later on, I can sometimes share that in a blog, so that it can be really helpful for you guys. So that's it from my side. Again, thank you so much for the invitation to be part of this Fest. But feel free to connect with me on social media so that I can share even more knowledge with you guys. So all right, so that's it from my side.
All right,
Jen, you can.
Yeah, thank you very much. And I guess the audience will understand the problems, but very nice. I really like it that now that some companies are creating some programs that you don't need to actually code. That's interesting, honestly. You need to know
Yeah,
a lot.
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
That's, yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
thank you very much. Yeah.
Yeah,
We were having some problems listening to you, like a little bit lagging, but
yeah, exactly.
after all, it was all good.
Yeah, there are some internet issues in my region at the moment, but that's how it goes.
Yeah,
But
it's all good. Don't worry.
feel free to. So
Yeah. Well, thank you again, Usman, for your time. We really appreciate it. The information was really clear.
yeah.
And
So if there
ooh, um, bueno, tenemos un par de problemas con la conexión de Usman, pero a pesar de todo ello, vamos a tener ahora a Daniela, que nos va a hablar, y también Marcelo, que va a estar conectándose. No se te escucha. If you're listening, Usman, for the record, thank you very much for your time. I hope to see you soon again. I hope without problems. But thank you. Bueno, ahora regresando al español, espero que ya Marcelo haya podido.
Hola, hola, ahora me escuchan. ¿Se me escucha? Ok,
Sí,
tengo unos problemas de lag también ahorita yo. Bueno, gracias, Usman. Unos problemas también tuvo ahí nuestro amigo con el internet, después también los subtítulos, pero ok, todo perfecto. Volvemos al español, ¿no? Y bueno, a continuar, ¿no?, con el evento. Gracias, Usman. Usman es Microsoft Learning Student Ambassador en el hito beta, entonces un placer haberlo tenido aquí. Y pasamos a nuestra siguiente invitada. Bueno, estuvo al inicio con nosotros, en este caso también va a ser una speaker. Fue líder en el año 2019, antes que yo, y pues, producción, coloque el video de nuestra invitada. Sí, hola, Daniela.
Hola, hola chicos, otra vez. Buenas tardes.
Hola, Daniela. ¿Te sientes lista? ¿Nerviosa? Cuéntanos.
Por supuesto.
Toda una capa, como siempre. Ok, entonces,
Muchas gracias.
bueno, yo me retiro. Tengo que preparar también, ya que la siguiente charla es mía. Entonces, los dejo hablando y nos vemos luego.
buenísimo. Lo estamos viendo, Marce. Y bueno, cuéntanos, Daniela, qué es lo que nos vas a hablar, qué es el tema de hoy y un poquito de motivación para conectarnos y para que todos
Sí, pues voy a hablar sobre visualizaciones de datos. En realidad eso es mucho bueno, es más interesante que ver toda la limpieza de los datos que a veces nosotros, que bueno, en varias de mis últimas sesiones he estado mostrando. Este tema es más el tema de diseño, de cómo ver, porque al final nuestra información, la limpieza, la integración, todo termina en lo que es un reporte. No, que ese reporte debe de ser bastante interactivo y bastante bonito, de que te llame la atención leerlo y que sobre todo te diga lo que necesitas ver, ¿verdad? Así que hoy día vamos a hablar un poco de eso y un poco de storytelling, que no solamente es para el área de datos, sino también para el área de marketing. Si uno de nosotros, por ejemplo, está realizando un desarrollo web, un desarrollo de una aplicación, está realizando una campaña, necesita saber lo que es el storytelling para pues hacer mejor lo que es contar una historia, porque al final el storytelling es contar, el arte de contar una historia.
Exacto, eso es muy cierto. Y es muy influenciante a lo que vendría a ser el marketing, pero también la base de datos. Obviamente aplica de una forma distinta, ¿no? Es como cómo nosotros podemos llegar a ser un cierto público con la historia, cómo la cuenta, ¿no? Y bueno, la verdad que interesante esta nueva propuesta del storytelling con data. Creo que más de uno está sorprendido. La primera vez que escucho personalmente y emocionado de poder escuchar tu ponencia.
Perfecto, chicos. Yo aquí también les tengo ¿cómo se dice? Una sorpresita para que los que quieren seguir en esto y quienes les gusta lo que es Game of Thrones, Juego de Tronos. No sé si tú lo has llegado a ver o si has escuchado, ha sido bastante sonado en estos últimos años. Así que voy a mostrarles un pequeño dataset para que también puedan ustedes aplicar los tips de hoy día.
Dale, sería buenísimo. Sí, es una serie, podría decir. La verdad que nunca tuve la oportunidad de verlo, pero un día pienso viciarme y verla completa.
Sí, es cierto.
Cuando puedas compartir pantalla, estaríamos felices de poder verla. Y mientras tanto, qué interesante. Interesante el tema del storytelling. Me ha sorprendido bastante, tengo que volver a repetir y emocionado de verlo.
Listo. Creo que, a ver, voy a compartir mi pantalla.
Sí, cuando gustes.
Ajá. Listo. Ahora sí.
Compartir pantalla. Ahí se va a hacer el blue.
Ok, entonces voy a apagar mi cámara para continuar.
Ok, perfecto.
Perfecto. ¿Pueden ver mi pantalla?
Sí, se llega a ver.
Ok. Bueno, muy buenas tardes. Soy Daniela Galindo Maldonado y el día de hoy vamos a hablar de visualización de datos y storytelling. Bueno, actualmente me desempeño como consultora de inteligencia y negocios en México. Estoy también en el hito Gold de Microsoft Learning Student Ambassadors. Y bueno, hoy voy a compartir algunos tips de visualización y un poco de historia acerca de esos temas. Vamos a conocer la agenda. La agenda es visualización de datos en el mundo. ¿Cómo así nació ese tema de visualización de los datos? Vamos a conocer algunos tips para los reportes, vamos a hablar sobre qué es storytelling y crear nuestro propio reporte con datos de Game of Thrones. Para conocer todo esto, vamos a empezar con las visualizaciones más influyentes de todos los tiempos. ¿Esto qué quiere decir? A lo largo de los años, desde el inicio de la historia, nosotros no hemos tenido pues lo que son las plataformas como Tableau, plataformas como Power BI, Click, entre otras, para poder mostrar nuestros datos. Sin embargo, desde el año 1854, incluso antes, los ingenieros, los médicos, tuvieron que ingeniárselas para poder mostrar esta información. Lo que estamos viendo a continuación es el mapa de cólera en Londres, creado por el médico John Snow. En el año 1854, en Londres, empezó a surgir una enfermedad donde las personas morían, casi 500 personas morían.